It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you'd put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5,
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
Me, DK.
And me, pasty as fuck fan.
Bringing you your weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force, mostly Space Marines and Laser Force. Things are running a bit light at the moment, so we'll see. Oh, holy shit, dude! Very old Owl, 5 gift subs. Dude, thank you so much. Holy shit.
Go.
Al, you bloody legend. So you know we're starting the show off super strong. We're starting it with a hype train, and just before we went live, DK said, "Well, there's a train, so no doubt we'll get derailed." Boom, out of the gate strong. Level 3 on the way to level 3 hype train. Thank you guys so much. Love you too, Al. Love you too, not just because of your money, but also because of your spark. Holy fucking shit!
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Let them fight.
Yeah,
them fight.
you gotta one up out. Ah, hoodie, dude, take that out.
Let them fight.
I like this kind of combat.
Yeah. Hoodie playing the anything you can do, I can do better game, apparently, according to Al. I mean, it seems like that's what's happening. That's cool. Well done, Hoods. Daza with 10.
Holy shit, dude. Daz coming in from the rafters.
And There goes.
10 gifts. Holy shit, dude. That's amazing. You know what that does? We were talking about this just before we were going live is we're at like 95 current subscriptions for the channel. And considering only 350 odd people follow us, which is actually a pretty awesome number, we're pretty proud of that.
Yep.
That's so generous of you guys. Thank you so much. That's a very good point, Stallion. Very good point. Save this generosity for the charity stream. We're all in training for the charity stream. We're all in training, getting match fit, and they're just flexing their wallets so they don't pull a digit when they're
reaching in and whipping out those hundies. Just like, here you go.
Yes, I'm fat now. Me too, Daz. Me too. Hello to you, two of my most favorite humans in the whole wide world.
Really?
Yeah, definitely you two. You know what?
Okay.
DK, you've
No
been
accounting for taste.
we've been on video chat for like a half hour now. I literally only just realized that that's not a bed behind you. I think I just
yeah. When did that change?
Dan, would you like to step into my casting couch session?
I'll pay you in subs.
I mean, technically, that
is it-
was what was, at least in part, was under the mattress, because it's an IKEA sectional, but we moved things around in our apartment because Erica's sister moved apartments and took her old couch back, which happened to be in our living room. So we moved part of this sectional back out to the living room. So now we just have like one part of the chaise lounger that's in here. So we don't have to have like a whole extra sort of bed, but not really.
Smart.
So hang on. I just want to go back. So your cat, is this going to pay me like $3,000 to $5,000 a week? Is that
Oh,
how that works?
absolutely. No doubt.
I'm in.
Somebody will just hit up like one of those Victorians who clearly have too much money and are throwing it, showering us with
Get
it.
yourself a Victorian sugar daddy.
Pretty much.
Just an FYI, we're at a level 5 hype train, which I believe is the girthiest of all hype trains.
It is.
So if you want some emotes, go hard. But you don't have to, because why would you pay for this show? Now, is that a Doge dog painting behind you, DK? With it's Stallion asking the big questions.
Oh, that's my niece.
That's your niece?
That's my niece.
That's awesome. When did she graduate? And what's her alma
I guess
mama?
2 years ago now.
Alma mater?
At Doge University.
It's majored into the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, wow, what a way to roll into this stream. I told Than yesterday during one of your streams that I've been winning all week, mate. Winning all week, and today's been no worse so far. So, Disco Stew, get in there, mate. Get them
Let me
emotes.
throw one in there.
Well, you get
It'll start being awkward when people are like accidentally gifting subs to like hate bots that are randomly followed that we didn't catch.
Maybe it'll help warm their cold hearts. Give me them emotes.
Maybe.
I know,
You
right?
never know.
I want some of those emotes too. No, forgot what I was gonna say. That's okay. It's not like we're doing this live.
No.
Yeah.
Nope, Steve-O, you can always go back and post. You can edit this section out.
You said you were winning. You're winning all week.
Winning all week. Yeah, winning all week, and so like today's been a good day to continue winning. I feel like
someone is.
We're winning all over the place. Thank you guys. Enjoy those emotes, those level 5 emotes.
It's fucking awesome.
Really awesome. But we'll get into my week in a little bit. I'm very interested because obviously we missed you guys last week. I miss you guys whenever you're not on the podcast.
Do you though?
I do because then I have to like do all the talking instead of just most of the talking. Which I'm alright with.
I don't even think you do most of the talking on this podcast at this point.
I very much enjoyed you texting me and asking when I was coming on the pod when I was literally like at the beach.
Yeah, okay, so I did somehow miss that, and I don't know where, because I went back to try and check to see where you were like, I'm not doing the podcast this week. Couldn't find it. But that's not to say that you didn't tell me, because you most definitely
like
did.
chat or get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where's the evidence though? Huh? Where's the evidence? But yeah, I I messaged you what, like 10 minutes to spare or something, 5 minutes to spare, like, hey bro,
Something like that.
yeah.
And I just happened to, like, I wouldn't have even caught it if I hadn't been like randomly checking my phone to see when sunset was. I think at that point.
Yeah, and I was in the middle of a panel, and I just happened to have my phone out, and okay, Steve was distracted.
So as a fly,
and just happened to see the message come in. And it's like, I don't think. And then then DK, you immediately replied like, "Bruh, I'm not." And Steve going, "Oh fuck," and me going,
yeah.
How did you miss that both of us were not going to be here this week? Like, I was pretty sure both of us were pretty clear that this week, not so much.
Clearly not that clear. Maybe you just told each other. You were just like, hey, neither of us are going to be on the show this week, and that's all.
Either that, or maybe I put it in the D&D chat, and I thought that, and I was like, well, Steve's in that, he'll see that. I don't know, I can't keep my stuff straight.
I did see one thing in the D&D chat, and what it was you were like, oh, I've got a lot on, and it's my partner's birthday this weekend, or that weekend. But no, we're saying you're not on the podcast. Yeah, so whatever. Fuck off, Fly.
Yep.
It's still winter.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is where I get fired.
Not at all. How was your...
Bring on DK just to give him the boot.
How were your weekends? DK, I mean, how was your surprise weekend off?
I mean, it was fine. It was kind of good, but I had like the specter of a bunch of work hanging over my head, so I didn't really relax as much as I would have liked. It's just been kind of a rough week because like it doesn't bother me, especially for early assignments in a course when it's like people struggle. It happens. You're getting used to something new. It's part of the learning process. So that doesn't bug me. But it's like when there are things that come up that like I spent hours and hours and hours doing over the summer to like prep stuff for people to answer their questions in advance, to give them guidance and stuff like that. And it seems like nobody looked at it. It just like, I don't know. PSA to all the students who are out there watching stuff, like, I'm not going to say it's for everybody, but most of your teachers, most of your professors are trying. Like when they put up resources, it is like with a mind to help you. And it's like, it just makes me sad, makes us sad when, oh God.
Got a flash of inspiration for DK students.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it just like makes us sad when it's like people don't utilize resources that are available.
Especially when you spend your time doing it for them, right? It's not, you're not doing it for you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I mean, like, I like making some of that content, but yeah, ultimately, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it to try to be helpful. So it was like between that, I don't know, like the further I progress into my 30s, like the less fun birthdays are, and the more like, fuck, I'm getting old type of thoughts start creeping in. Especially, yeah, fuck you, Dan.
so apparently
I said it in my 30s, not 50s.
He's on the upswing where he's gone through all the oh no, and now he's just like, it's gonna happen, so fuck it. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
I'm with you though on that downslide.
Yeah, between that and I mean, it's also a little bit rough, unfortunately, because now I always have an association with my birthday, which is the 19th. And the 20th, unfortunately, is the anniversary when we lost Flint. So that's always kind of rough. So between like that, a bunch of work that just had to get done and everything else, it was just kind of a draining week.
Yeah.
And yeah. I don't know. I know you messaged me the other day, and I obviously you could tell I wasn't doing well because I was very terse. You're like, what are we going to talk about this week? And I'm like, I don't know. I had a fuck of a week. Leave me alone. Ah.
You know what we can talk about? Fuck you, Steve. That's what we can talk about. No, not at all. It wasn't terse, but you know,
It was a little terse.
was it?
Was.
Clearly I don't know what terse means. Could you write me up some information that'll take you 3 hours to do, and then I'll just ask you after you've already done the work, so you could do it again.
Oh, Steve.
I'm just so concerned that I'm gonna get anthrax in the mail or something.
You think I had that kind of money to spend after how much it cost me to send you the last package?
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of money to spend on anthrax.
It turns up, it's just flour, and you're like, pretend this is anthrax, you jerk. No, I kid. Yeah. On that, just obviously, we have lost friends in the past, to the Black Dog. So if you are down, if you have an inkling that your friends are down, or even if you haven't heard from them in a while, just reach out and make sure they're okay, and talk, because talking, I would imagine, helps for most people. Maybe not all, but most people. Miss you, Flint.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So.
That's a shame.
To answer the question, when the hair dye's coming back, it's gonna be Tuesday. It was gonna be this last Wednesday, but then I forgot that this had also added to the stress, by the way, is that I was going to do something nice for myself and have the wonderful Autumn redo my hair on Wednesday, but I forgot we were supposed to have an appliance delivery that day because our microwave crapped out about 10 days before, so I ordered a new one. They had to deliver it and install it and that kind of thing. So, of course, they give us that nice window between 1 and 5 p.m. Want to guess when they showed up?
Be there between 8 in the morning.
I'm going to guess 4:30-ish.
You would be incorrect. They came at, I think, 5:21.
Oh.
Something like that. I felt worse for them, though, because they were talking about, like, installing our microwave was a cinch. Literally just because I got, like, the same brand we had before. They just had to pop it in and connect it. It wasn't that big a deal. Yeah, I know, you just plug it in, Ducky. It's an over the range. It's like an attached unit type thing. But these guys apparently had to install a bunch of like washer dryers earlier in the day, so they were delivering like heavier appliances, and they said like all of them were on second floor units. So I was like, oh, these poor bastards.
Yeah, hey, can you just carry this washing machine up these flights of stairs for me? That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, which wouldn't have been a big deal, except that my partner also teaches a Zoom class on Wednesday nights. So we were like up against a 6 p.m. deadline. So I'm like freaking out, and I'm just like, they had 4 hours to come and install the fucking microwave, and now they're not going to be done in time. So yeah, that was the whole thing.
Rough.
So, but the hair will be redyed soon, and I can get back to my semblance of normal. I don't know, man.
She does such a killer job, dude.
Yeah, she does.
If you guys haven't seen Autumn from Sacramento, formerly of Sacramento Laser Force, has a channel on YouTube where she talks about hair coloring, and it's awesome.
Pop it in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Please, if you haven't already, could you guys give her a follow? Her content's really good. She did a video about dyeing her younger brother's hair. Holy crap, it's so dope. If you're in the area, you need a hair did.
Get your hair did.
Get your hair did. Hit her up. It's really cool. Any other highlights for you, aside from?
Oh, that was terrible.
it was
bad.
Unintentional.
Mm-hmm.
No, we good. Well, Dan, your week.
My week? Okay. So I wasn't here last week because I was at Dallas Fan Expo, which is essentially Comic-Con just by a different name. So, I was having a relatively good time being out in a mass of people. which I realize sounds weird given the plague rats that exist in Texas.
I was like, seeing as though you live in COVID Central.
Yeah, well, so I want to say like about 2 weeks um, before the con, Fan Expo just came out with things saying like mask 100% required if you're at the con. Just it's not even a question. Just this is now a condition of entry. Cool. And I want to say that mask compliance during the con for all 3 days that I was there was in and around like 95% ish, which cool. At the same time, there's a certain self-selection on that, given the types of people that normally do and don't go to cons. Having said that, you could also tell that like they had instructed the volunteers to like not necessarily go after people that weren't wearing masks.
Yeah, don't get shot.
Pretty much. Because I mean, there were definitely a few people in the vendor area and whatnot that walking around no mask, whatever. But it was such the minority that just we know how we've all seen the news stories, so it's fine. It wasn't terrible. Now, the one thing that was missing from this con that has been at every other con that I've ever been to, we were missing the people preaching hellfire and damnation outside the con.
They all died of COVID already.
They may have already died of COVID already. That is a distinct possibility. But like I didn't even consciously register that they weren't there because I'm so used to just like mentally filtering that they're there. And then like Sunday when I was, walking in from the parking and everything, and I just kind of was like, wait a minute, there hasn't been any of it. Huh. Okay then. So that was a little interesting, but it was a good con. It felt good to have, that semblance of normalcy. Saw some good panels. Managed to not spend a shit ton of money in the vendor and art area because shockingly there were less vendors and artists than usual. I realize everybody is shocked by this. So that was okay. There just wasn't that much stuff that leapt out and said buy me, which is probably better for my wallet in the long run anyway. So that was cool. Did actually have a therapy appointment this week for the first time in a couple of months, just a maintenance appointment. Figured it had been like 2 months since the last one, so hey, may as well just do a check-in appointment and calibrate where things are. And things are still good. Like Ducky says the wall behind me needs some art. Ducky, believe it, I have art that I am intending to put in this space. I just haven't yet because I'm fucking lazy. So
just put it in a cat tower, because that way it will save you the trouble also of having to show the cat
of being the cat.
Diablo 3 streams, because it'll already be in the background.
That honestly a consideration as well.
I'm here for.
I appreciate you trying to help my content as well. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so appointment, cool, and one of the things that kind of went through is like in the last like couple of months since my last appointment, like there's been a couple of moments. There's been some down times because recovery isn't linear. It's it's a little bit up and down, but it hopefully it trends that way, but it's not linear. But being able to say it's like, yeah, I had a couple of bad hours on Australia New Zealand Father's Day, because I did like that day fucked me.
Fair.
You know, and it fucked me because like jealousy, root cause jealousy, because I'm so jealous of like all of my Australia, New Zealand friends that had those great relationships with their dad. Like, I'm so fucking jealous. I'm happy that you guys had that. That you know that was a thing. But I'm so fucking jealous. And so that kind of put me into like about a 12-hour spiral. But it was a 12-hour spiral as opposed to a week-long spiral. And it you know, just became a matter of like, you know, being able to say like, hey, because of things that I had learned in the first, you know, lots of therapy, it's like I was able to, you know, reframe it to the being happy for and remembering, oh wait, just because I didn't have a relationship with my dad didn't mean I didn't have father figures that I did have relationships with, and trying to and being able to reframe that. So yeah, so it was 12 hours of not so great as opposed to a week or a couple of weeks, because that is the sort of thing that prior would have spun me for much a much extended period of time.
Yeah.
Reframing always helpful.
Yeah. Having a toolkit to help you deal with like trauma, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely been
good step.
Helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that, and then, you know, the fucking mission of I decided that I should probably go and see my mom because I haven't seen her for over 3 years. And for those of you without your decoder rings at home, I'm in Texas. My mother is in Maine. This is not a short trip.
Maine's like up, like all the way on the East Coast, right? Northeast coast.
Northeast.
Yeah.
It is like
very northeast.
Like
very northeastern
next to New England, like kind of on there.
Well, New England's not a state.
Yeah, but so
it is that region.
It's a
Maine
region,
is part
right?
of New England, yes.
Oh, Maine is part of New. Okay.
Yes.
Not next to part of.
But it's literally like as far northeast as you can get in the States. It borders Canada. Like that is where it is. It's up there.
It's basically Canada's socks.
It is Canada's socks. You're not wrong. So finally decided to do the thing. Got the plane ticket for it, and had this. There are no rental cars in Maine right now. None.
That's
so that was
a common problem I'm seeing in a lot of places.
Yeah, so there was a whole thing on that, but it's all resolved. Just
that's good.
Unfortunately, it means that I'm 42 years old, and my mommy is going to have to come pick me up from the airport in Portland, which is just so fucking embarrassing.
So I'll take this opportunity.
We've all been there.
I'll take this opportunity to apologize for berating you in your own stream for that, because Stan did go into more detail on his channel about this particular situation, and my initial reaction was like, "Fuck this guy," complaining about traveling. But
Totally was.
One important thing to remember, kids, is other people's pain doesn't diminish your pain. People are allowed to like feel ways about things, and it doesn't take away from the way that you feel about your own situations. It's not a competition. So yeah, apologies for that being my snap judgment was a dick moment.
Well, and here's the thing. Like I 100% acknowledge that it is a first world problem, and it's a problem that, you know, my Australia, New Zealand brethren would love to have. Like, oh no, I've got to travel. You know, I have to travel this long distance to go see my mom, and then because of how I was trying to be clever and fly into the big city in Maine, so I could basically land, call her, and say, "Hey, Mom, do you want anything from Trader Joe's?" which is a very nice boutique grocery store that does not exist in the town that she lives in. Like, I had this whole plan, which is why I flew into Portland and not Bangor. But then I got fucked by there being no rental cars, because the whole plan is predicated on me having a fucking rental car. And I did look at just changing the flights from Portland to Bangor, because the Bangor airport is 15 minutes from my mom's house, as opposed to the 2 hours that Portland is from my mom's house.
Was she
I mean, granted, everything up there is just 2 piles of snow connected by a covered bridge anyway, but...
Was she like, why the fuck did you fly into that airport? Why didn't you fly to the closer one?
No, because I told her what I was planning,
right.
and she was like, okay, that makes complete sense.
It's a nice thought, but yeah.
Yeah, and he then always ran a rental before leaving. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah,
you have to know when the fuck.
Yeah.
You have to know when the fuck you're landing to set up your rental car times. I have never, in the history of anything, ever had an issue with the order of book the fucking flight, book the fucking car, book the fucking hotels.
Yeah.
Like, that is the established order of how I book trips.
Don't be like the...
Even how most websites are laid out. That is like the order they have you book things in.
Yeah, so fuck up, Ethan. So
rough.
So that was that was a thing. And yeah, went to change the flights to go into Bangor instead of Portland, because I was within my 24-hour window when I figured out, oh fuck, I'm fucked. Anybody want to take a wild guess as to how much more they were going to charge me to switch my flight even within the 24 hours?
$200.
Oh, I was gonna say probably at least 400.
If it had been 200, Steve-O, I would have done it, because that's how much I would have spent on the car. Anyway,
right.
If it had been 400, I might have thought about it. $950 extra dollars.
Jesus.
Isn't that like a one-way flight to New Zealand? That's what the cost is from LA.
I mean, maybe historically.
It was going to end up being.
Who knows anymore?
Yeah. It was going to end up being $1,550 for a round trip flight from DFW to Bangor, Maine. And I'm like, nope.
No.
We can what you get for being clever.
It's like, no, we can deal with these. Like it already cost. I mean, it was $600 to round trip from DFW to Portland. Which,
but it would be cheaper for you to just book another round trip of flights, right? Just like from scratch.
Maybe, but the other issue is that because I'm within the 2-week window of like when everything really spikes, I was like, at this point, eh.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, true. Because yeah, white people love going up there to see their foliage.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Big New England travel time.
Yeah. Oh, let's go have a look at all the orange leaves. Cool.
Oh, orange leaves. Get me a pumpkin spice dildo and let's just go to town.
So yeah,
white people, am I right?
I mean, obviously I'm super white, so it's fine. So that's been my 2 weeks of, things are pretty good, but I've definitely had these couple of first world problems where it's like, well, are you fucking kidding me? What? Whatever,
Steve was just salty because his KFC delivery driver got arrested on the way into Auckland.
If you haven't seen it, somebody do. I don't know if it was you. Maybe it was you, DK.
Yeah, I posted it.
Was it the full? Was it the full 3 images?
Oh, it might have been. I just linked to the story.
there's an image showing the round. It's like cops in X country, and there's like police car with drugs all over the hood, and then another one is like weapons all over the hood, and then New Zealand cop.
Yep.
KFC. And $100,000 cash too. Yeah, I think. Yeah. So he then said in chat,
because I said they already sold some of the buckets, and that's where they got the $100K in cash for. It's all nice, tidy story.
You want some
supply and demand, that's how it works.
You want some potato and gravy? I'll hook you up, man. Just make your own KFC. It's what I did during lockdown, and it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Right on. Well, we obviously had a guest on last week. which is probably a good thing because it gave me someone to actually talk to because I forgot that neither of you were going to be there.
Considers one of your many collectibles. Should have just had them on the show.
This is Voltron. Hello, Voltron. Welcome to the show.
What do you think?
Well, I think that California shouldn't have it. No. So we spoke. Hey, Bob Boy, what's up? Yeah. So we had Snowflake on the podcast. It was a good chat. It was we talked about a bunch of stuff, but one of the things that we spoke about last week was his thoughts on the idea of having a California team, because as many of you know, California no longer has a competitive Space Marines scene.
Thanks about newsflash.
Huh?
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just to pile on.
Yeah.
What's that? You had a poor week? Let me bring up some terrible, painful memories.
Well, and then also brought something. I was like, oh yeah, that's also why I had a bad week. I was talking about like people with masks and stuff like that, but I can get into that at a later time.
Oh, you can talk about it now
yeah,
if you
that
want.
also made me mad.
What happened?
So one of the colleges where I teach at instituted a vaccine mandate. So everybody all employees have to be vaccinated by October 1st. And they're planning to resume like on-campus operations next term. Well, this did not sit well with certain, shall we say, politically right-leaning employees at the college. And they like to send a lot of messages to which they all hit reply all on college-wide emails. And
no.
Goodness me. Yeah, so it started like normally enough, but it did not take very many replies before like fucking QAnon shit started coming in, and it just depressed me. I'm like, these are these are college professors. How can you guys can't be this fucking stupid, right? I mean, come on.
You know what happens though? You potentially could get yourself some superpowers. Because rolling around in toxic waste is how you get that done. So, make the most of it.
Evidently, man.
I'm glad that tickled you, Than.
Yeah, I was like, that had already put me in a bad frame of mind before I started doing everything else. I'm just like, God, it's not just like I'm getting like students who have been set back because they essentially haven't had high school education for 2 years, but it's like, it seems like now the professionals are also just going insane. I don't know why.
Yeah. Two with that hammer.
Yeah. No, there's a couple of them in there.
That's okay.
Potentially.
Yeah. Just let them hang out. Let them hang out.
Yeah, one of those usernames that looks like an OnlyFans account.
Lily Red Wolf.
It totally doesn't sound like an OnlyFans page.
Yeah, if you want a hype train. So yeah, that's really dumb, dude. It's dumb to be copied in on that shit. Yeah, you don't need it, mate. You don't need it in your life.
I definitely didn't.
So we were talking to Snowflake. We're talking about the California stuff. He is of the opinion that he doesn't want to see, by default, a California site that encompasses all of Chula Vista, Sacramento, and the other ones, rolled into one player pool for national tournaments, not necessarily for funsies tournaments, but for national international tournaments. I've got kind of mixed thoughts, and for anyone who watched the podcast last week, which wasn't these two, they were busy. It
happens.
Yeah. Again, why would you watch this shit?
Correct.
But yeah, I had mixed emotions about it, especially because and we spoke about it before the show. It's hard because there's no new blood coming into the California site. So, once this player pool of however many people it is, it's like a total pool of 20 players, if that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Who will actually travel to tournaments?
Yeah.
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 Once that dries up, that's kind of it. Unless somebody opens a site and something can get going again, which
and
could happen.
That's the. I mean, it could, but yeah, it would be. It would be one thing if there were if there were active sites that weren't run by complete fuckwits, that then we might have a different conversation. But the fact, I mean, the fact literally is like, okay, so what were the two main competition sites? That was Sacramento, that was Chula. And again, neither of those sites exist. So if the only way that like those players can maintain any type of presence is to like, well, this time, we just we only have this many people that can go. I mean, just from a regionalization point of view, it makes sense that that's the initial grouping. Now, you can potentially get some different arguments if it's like, oh, hey, yeah, there actually are 12 California people going, and it is actually 6 historically Chula Vista players and 6 historically Sacramento players. I think at that point there is a conversation to be had about doing a historically site pure team, and it's probably a pretty decent argument at that point. But in the initial, like, people are just trying to maintain being able to play. And if the only way that we're going to be able to maintain that, I say we like I'm a California player still. I still am. God damn it. There's nothing in Texas. Fuck this bullshit.
This thing.
Then that just kind of needs to be a thing. I mean, the only other real solution there is that all California players at that point, because there is no site, become spread out mercs, and I think that's a terrible solution. So
well, and that, in all honesty, was my rationale for why I broached it with the other site reps to say, hey, for the time being, should we consider California one player pool? Because I agree, it would be one thing if we had, say, not even like 12 people, but if, say, we had 9 people from California wanted to go, and there were 6 players from Chula Vista and 3 from Sacramento. Okay, I can understand the argument of maybe make the Chula Vista team first, like keep those 6 together, and then the Sacramento players have to find something else to do rather than, forcing 3 Chula Vista players to go do something else. But the rationale for keeping like site pure teams is A, to try to get an incentive to develop new talent, which we can't because we don't have a site. 2, so you don't lock out like developing players at your own site in favor of bringing in ringers as mercs, essentially, who are like better players from other sites, which I think is kind of off topic, because again, we're not getting new players in California. So I understand that rationale, but essentially my thinking was trying to preemptively prevent what you were describing, Dan, which is just, well, California players don't have sites, they're mercs, anybody can take them, and then it just becomes a competition between other sites over, okay, well, who can contact this person first and try to get them onto their team? And at that point, then you have other sites who are starting to then look at California as a separate player pool of people they can just pull in, rather than, again, developing their own players organically and stuff like that. So I was like, if we keep kind of California as a sort of regional identity, and we can form a California team, like, again, nothing is stopping 6 Chula Vista players from forming a team. They're perfectly free to do so. But just in terms of like considering when you're putting together a team, like who is eligible to be on a team, like California players should probably try to form a team between them first before they're forming hybrids with St. George or Loveland or Syracuse or any other sites or anything like that. That was my only thinking. So I don't disagree with that. I kind of think it's not really an issue, and it might be an issue at some point in the future, but like deal with it then, because there's nothing that's stopping a Sacramento team from forming or a Chula Vista team from forming if there were 6 players from those sites that wanted to go. But we've literally only had 6 people from California want to go to the last tournament, so it made sense to keep them together, and I think that was fine.
Yeah, and maybe it's a case of misunderstanding, like the initial, suggestion or whatever. But yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing. You try and preserve the site heritage, in as a first case scenario. And then if that's not achievable, then you go to a statewide thing. And if that's not achievable, then you do farm some of those players out as mercs. And I'm thinking more if you're sending teams from the US down to Australasia, when eventually that is going to be happening again, hopefully.
2039, here we come.
Yeah,
just want to see all my friends.
Same. I keep kind of looking at like looking at something. It's like, please, just like please by January, February, please let us have like at least a little bit of a crystal ball into July.
Yeah.
Because that January, February time frame is pretty much when all of us in the States really need to, actually start being able to make plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on. And yes, I see the Zimmer frame comment, and I'm ignoring it because that's Trag's thing, not mine.
Let's be fair. You'll be in that boat as well, Stallion. Like there'll be a whole group of you. The Grey League is what we'll call it. Yeah, how does that feel, mate? So that was kind of the conversation, and yeah, Ron, what you see, feel it's case by case depending on players available at any given event at the time. Yes, especially again for non-Nats tournaments, and for Nats tournaments, that's why we have merc pools. But I think, yeah, the intention there is to try and preserve site rep integrity above most things, or at least that's how it's been in the past. Shakespeare's the crowd. Yeah. So he made it was a good conversation, and I think like your points are kind of how I feel about the situation as well.
It's definitely something that over time, and I have certainly been one of the people that has been kind of the most guilty of this. Over time, there has definitely been some interesting stretching of the eligibility rules in order to put certain teams together. Guilty as fuck. Okay. I 100% have used and abused certain things within the eligibility.
You're an Auckland player.
Correct. Yeah. Literally that. I have played the I'm an Auckland player card in order to be able to, build other teams. Like,
yeah, but look, you lived here for a long time and were very instrumental in creating a competitive Auckland scene.
Well, yes, but be that as it may, like I have the point being that over time, we as a scene have definitely allowed some interesting rule bends for certain players, like I said, myself included, that have kind of weakened those guardrails and made other things harder to argue against.
Yeah, so, but we're a scene that's governed by its player base, and we're like again as a scene we're not perfect. Like we've done dumb shit that's like not being fair for other people.
Correct.
And the only thing I can really say to that is like we make mistakes. Like none of us are perfect. Like we're more or less all the same as everyone else, and like yeah, sometimes you do dumb things and then regret them in the past, and regret them, and yeah, hopefully you can learn from that stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Al, the new version of Masters will be just 20 people over 50 playing 3 games of lasers and sitting around talking about it for the rest of the week.
Let's get to the drinking. What? So when cruise ships become a thing again, I would love, and I think I've talked about this in the past, but I'd love to do a Laser Force community cruise. Yeah, because then we could do all the social stuff without the laser tag that just seems to get in the way.
We could still play laser tag, right? Like, there's got to be some cruise ship that
I'll bring my photons, so it'll be fun.
All right, I'll take it. That'll be something.
I think the Brits, they've got a bunch of like weird laser tag equipment. They can bring that stuff.
I mean, Brisbane already has submarine doors, so let's just like import their arena onto a cruise ship. It'll be fine.
Perfect. We'll play in the bowels of the boat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's already dangerous enough with the death stairs. You just add a swaying ship onto that. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
We got an island somewhere, but no fucking plague cruisers. Meh. I mean, if we can get herd immunity amongst the Laser Force community, perfect. Yeah. So in the past,
we beat Kiwi AIDS. We can beat COVID.
Yeah. In the past, the cruise has really like appealed, but yeah, like since COVID, not so much.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, so what I would very much request that you guys, well, not request, I would advise you go back and have a listen to last week's pod, because it's worth a listen. I think you probably got the gist of it now anyway, so who cares. Czech Republic is awaiting. Oh, that's what we should do. A European Laser Force tour is something that I would like to do, to bring the Australasians and the Americans to Europe, because that's something that we as a community haven't done. I think it would be pretty awesome.
Which kind of related to that with the Loveland thing that's happening at the end of February. There's some potential changes that are going in as far as allowing people from the European Union into the States, where basically if you can prove vaccination, you're going to be allowed in. So really hoping that that's a thing that does go through, because then that definitely opens that door a lot wider for the European players to show up at Loveland, which then just makes going to that that much higher on my list of things to do. I mean, it's already high on my list of things to do, because I've actually gotten to the point now where I miss all you idiots, and I actually do want to see people. Whereas at Fake Nat's time, I was not quite at the ready to deal with the idiocy.
Ready to mingle. Yeah. mingle.
But
well,
but, yeah.
that's your loss that you didn't get to play OMG Kittens. So
yeah, suck it. Dances with Wolves. So we're gonna take a sharp left segue and talk a little bit about what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I've created a new shortcut in chat. If you do !charity, that'll take you through to our Gaming for Charity page. So as many of you guys know, we are once again doing the 16-hour marathon charity stream.
Yes, we are.
On Saturday.
One of us is.
One of us is, yeah.
One of us is doing slightly less than 16 hours.
Technically, 2 of us might be doing the.
2 of us are doing slightly less than 16 hours.
Oh no, Than said he's coming for the whole time. He's gonna hang out the whole time. So we'll see.
That means he's leaving his computer running in the background like he's mining Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's my plan. No, that 16 is gonna be fucking brutal.
Oh yeah.
Because
it's gonna be way worse for you than for me.
Yeah, because for me, it's gonna start like at 3 p.m. on the Friday, which is about when I get off of work if I haven't worked any extra during the week.
Yeah.
And then that goes through to 7 a.m. on Saturday. It's gonna be a long fucking day.
How much to
Oh,
donate
so
to have
it's
nothing
Friday,
at all?
Saturday for us, not Saturday, Sunday.
It's Friday, Saturday for us.
Yeah,
Because
Friday,
Okay.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Saturday,
None of that
Saturday,
changes
8
my plans, but I just wanted to make sure I had
I'll still not be there, but no. So yeah, Saturday the 9th of October, 8 a.m. New Zealand time, which I think at the time, because we're just about to kick to daylight savings, so for any Queenslanders out there, it'll be 6 p.m. No, 5 a.m. Oh Jesus, 5 a.m. your time. That's brutal. Oh, those poor Gibbo. 5 a.m. your time. I think for you Victorians, 6 a.m. your time. Americans at afternoon, Friday afternoon for you guys.
1 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Central.
Boom, nailed it. Europeans, Google it. Sucka Queensland for not embracing daylight savings. Yeah, sunshine state
No,
my
go
ass.
Queensland. Don't give in to the forces of darkness.
Queensland and that one town in New Zealand. What? That's random. They have like 3 years. Yeah. So I'm out of my tree excited for this year. To answer a question I think that you asked earlier in chat, Night Owl, I can't dye my hair. It's something that I thought about. I can't dye my hair and still donate it to charity. So if we've got as many of you know, we have a goal of $10,000. If we meet that goal, I'll be shaving my head live on stream. And I'm going to do my best to collect as much of my hair as I can, and then we'll be donating that to a company that makes wigs for people who have undergone chemotherapy. Because my hair is long enough that I can actually donate it now, which is ridiculous.
That's awesome. Like as somebody who has never had hair long enough to be able to donate, that's awesome.
So if we hit 1 donation point and then not the full shave point, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, I'll try
You're
that.
saying if we hit 1 donation point, like if we don't get to the full 10K, there should be a dye threshold and there should be a shave threshold.
Oh, so like
so we can still get 1.
Okay, so I dye it off stream. Is that what you're saying? I dye it off stream. Because I can't dye it on stream. Okay. That shit takes fucking hours.
Well, for you it would, yes.
Yeah. I honestly, like, I've thought about dyeing my hair, but I don't know, like, I wanted to dye, like, black, like, jet black. For example, donation point 8K for a dye job, 10K for a shave. We'll see. I'll think about it. If we hit 9K, then next week you have to dye it. I'll think about it. We'll see. I mean, 10K or nothing, mate. 10K or nothing. I do have some other stuff in the works for hitting thresholds throughout the day. I don't know if I showed you guys the spinny wheel of doom. Did I? I don't think I did. So basically, there's a fun little wheel of doom. There's a fun little wheel of doom that I've made. I showed Al. Yes, that's right. And so basically, for every 5...
Al, but didn't show your co-host?
Well,
come on.
I mean, you guys weren't there, so...
I mean, to be fair, we kind of neglected our co-host duties.
Sure, okay.
But for every $500 we raise... oh, that's right. We were watching the footy last weekend, and I busted out then. For every $500 mark we get to, I've made up a spinny wheel with various terrible things that I have to do during the day. There's one of the things will be participating in some Bean Boozled. Have you guys heard of Bean Boozled? It's basically it's Russian roulette but with jelly beans. So like for instance, if I eat this this white sprinkly one, it'll either taste like birthday cake or dirty dishwater. What's some other flavors? This is...
I mean, to be fair, I feel like that kind of happens with the jelly beans anyway, but yeah.
This is strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish. That's pleasant. This one's licorice or skunk spray, which, to be fair, both of those are shit. So,
Yeah, because black licorice is fucking terrible.
Oh, I
so.
fucking hate black licorice too. This one
It is the fucking worst.
chocolate
Making
pudding.
sure I'm getting both of you an extra large box of Good and Plenty's for Christmas.
This is
off.
Wait, what's a Good and Plenty's?
They're licorice flavored candies.
Yuck.
You don't have those in New Zealand.
No, we don't. We've got licorice all sorts. So that'll be happening during the day. If you guys want to play along with this, feel free. Grab yourself a box of Bean Boozled. Basically, I'll draw 5 at random and then we'll eat those. There's a bunch of that. There's some in there like Steve has to wax a limb. There's we had speed makeover, which may or may not happen. Pie in the face. So there's lots of stuff at each of these things, and for for this one, this is on the list quite a few times. Some of the other brutal ones are on there less. So as we spin the wheel, whatever gets chosen will get removed, and there's a higher chance that something really bad happens to me. I can't. Wait, you have to what? What did you miss? Can you still do speed makeovers? Didn't the cops confiscate over? Yeah, it took all our speed. So it's gonna be that's something I'm really excited about, because last year we had no idea how much we were gonna raise or what the goal should be, and really like Gray and Steph, because it was Steph's idea. I have wax. I have a limb you can wax. You dude, keep sending those subs through. We'll talk. Yeah, so last year we didn't really know what to put the goal as, so we just kept extending the target. This year we have our goal, but I wanted to make sure there was incentives to start meet some of those other thresholds. So we'll put reward thresholds in place. I haven't finalized the list of games I want to play yet, but Wreckfest and Golf with Your Friends will definitely appear. There is also an event that our very own DK is hosting, is putting together for us. Do you want to give us a taste of what that is?
Give us a teaser.
Yeah, so I have put together a little D&D one-shot that is going to be Space Marines 5 themed. Very kind of loosely inspired by, because obviously the mechanics of Space Marines 5 do not necessarily translate to D&D mechanics very well. So it's going to lean much more on the D&D side, but I have created custom classes for Commander, Heavy, Scout, Ammo, and Medic. So we're going to have our cast of players that will include, I hope, the 2 of you, and I'm hoping, I know we didn't confirm the dates and all this, but Al, Hoodie, and Ducky, I assume you guys will be available, since I think we'll probably try to do it mostly kind of overlapping the time stream for what this show would be.
Yeah.
Normally.
Yeah, it'll run kind of around then. I think it is 1 till 4. I think the time slot I have in for that, so we have a few hours. Or maybe it's 1 till 5. I'll double check. We might have. I think I'm allocated like 4 hours for this session.
Yeah, I think you'd asked me what the estimate was, and that's I'm aiming to write for 4 hours, but again, with the way that you guys try to open doors, I don't know. Maybe 4 hours won't be nearly enough time.
What you're saying is this group is a pack of fuckwits and could very well just torpedo everything in the first.
No plan survives contact with D&D players, so but I've actually been working on it for a while, because it's something that I wanted to do. It was just sort of how can I manage this, but you having the charity stream is giving me a kind of incentive to make sure this actually gets done.
Amazing.
And I've gotten a fair amount of it written. Like I have the main outline done. I'm developing some stuff in Roll20. I have mostly finished a kind of document with a write-up on what the various kinds of classes will do. I'm going to send it to you guys. I may also post it in the Discord just so people can kind of get a preview of what's happening.
Awesome.
Obviously, I want to be able to discuss some of that stuff ahead of time, because just dropping you guys into a D&D game with classes that you've never played before and they have a bunch of abilities you don't know what to do, like that's going to slow things down a bit.
Well, maybe we'll have like a session 0 off stream.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, so that would probably be helpful. But basically, I've taken what I consider to be like some of my favorite elements of different D&D classes, and like doing things like giving people different like pools of dice you can use to fuel certain abilities.
Cool.
Like you have, some D10s that you can use to fuel different kinds of abilities and stuff like that. Like the commander will have stuff that you can use to buff your teammates, to sort of reposition your allies, to set up other people's attacks. The ammo is going to be a little bit more focused around like using gadgets and stuff like that. So I'll have little abilities I can use, but yeah, they're a little artificer flavored. So I've like tried to like take bits and pieces of some other classes and just sort of graft them onto this. But there will be other quirky stuff in there. There will be weapons pickups that you guys will be able to do. I have a cool map that I was able to get from one of my favorite Roll20 creators, Tom Cardos, that will have a fun secret facility that you guys will be exploring as an elite Space Marines team.
Awesome.
So basically, there are going to be doors that have to be opened.
There'll be at least a couple of doors. So that's spoiling anything for you guys. There will be a few doors that are in there.
So Ducky is basically saying that Heavy's not going to get anything just like normal, right?
If you like Korg, you'll like Heavy.
So, what's kind of cool, I just had this thought, is that opens up the potential to do, like, if it works as a concept, like doing this at like Nats tournaments, sitting down with a group of players and like spending an afternoon doing something like this. That would be really cool. But anyway, that's later.
Yeah. So this will be kind of a beta test, I guess, of the idea of like having this specific one shot. But there's lots of quirky one shots and stuff like that you can launch for lots of little games. So I just thought it would be kind of cool to do something that was sort of Space Marines 5 at least themed and imported into D&D world. But I'll be dropping in, borrowing freely from all sorts of fandoms and shows, media, and stuff like that I enjoy. Yeah. But it'll be the same kind of thing that, like, the commander will be kind of primarily offensive. The heavy will be tanky, like you guys suggested. The scout will be a good ranged attacker. The ammo will have some interesting like technical abilities. The medic will be a healer, but not just a heal bot. The medic will be able to do some other stuff as well. So I think it'll be an interesting kind of concept.
Amazing.
And just the shithouse that your players are going to get up to, because look at the combination of people that are going to be playing. And yeah,
so we were doing a stream. We were doing Thunderdome Thursday the other night, and Gray mentioned, he was like, back when you guys were doing the campaigns, he loved watching it because it was like we were so chaotic but also hilarious. So like watching it's actually entertaining. So hopefully we can entertain people during that time slot. Once again, I'll put a challenge out there. The Nat 1 Nat 20 challenge. I'm not sure what the figure will be yet, but basically last year for every Nat 1 and Nat 20 that was rolled, we donated like $2 or $5 or something.
So make sure you guys have to roll to open every door, so we have a chance for more ones and 20s.
So we'll look to do something like that again. The other stuff, the Wreckfest and the golf with your friends, those will be open sessions. There won't be open microphone, but if you want to participate in those, make sure you have a Xbox Game Pass for PC account, and then both of those games are included in Game Pass. So do that. Let me know that you want to play probably this week sometime on Discord. Discord. I'll be starting the stream off, I think, with a multiplayer game. Me and my wife Dan will be playing A Way Out, so hopefully that'll be interesting. Dan doesn't play a lot of video games, so it should be a bunch of fun watching how both of us trying to escape prison as a team. It's good. It's a good metaphor for marriage. It's usually teamwork.
Really be careful. Danger, Will Robinson.
Could be really good. Could be really bad.
Yeah, she might be
not
out
going to
for
be a
the
lot
rest
of
of
middle
the day.
ground.
Well, she's going to be around for most of the day, and is going to be the one that's going to be like doing things like waxing me. So if it does go poorly, all the more reason for her to get behind like doing terrible shit to me. So we'll see. The other thing, we've got a couple of videos that I wanted to like share before we head out. Let me just quickly change to this. Now there we go. Now you guys have heard me in the past. I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a that's okay, Lucy. Like if you're around, like that'd be awesome enough. So have I talked? I think I've talked to you guys about my best friend Richie Mo'unga from the All Blacks. Did I ever talk to you guys about my best friend Richie Mo'unga from the All Blacks?
Once or twice.
I may have heard of this. Yes.
Yeah, you guys have you guys know that I have a best friend. His name's Richie Mo'unga. He plays for the All Blacks. Now, something amazing happened this week.
Look at this star fucker over here.
I know, this fucking guy.
I'm just gonna do this. Let's do this.
Let's watch a stream.
Oh, hello. Who's that? That just so happens to be my best friend, Richie Mo'unga. Let me just play this video real quick for you guys.
Oh, friend. Ooh, football friend.
Football friend. There we go.
18. Over here, aka Steve's best mate Richie.
Hang
Just
on.
jumping on.
Let me start that again.
18, Richie Mo'unga here, aka Steve's best mate Richie. Just jumping on to say all the best to everyone that's involved in the online gaming charity event, raising funds for Starship Children's Hospital, and just want to say all the best. Hope you guys go way past your goal of 10k, and all the best to everyone involved, and can't wait to hear about it. Cheers.
That could be any Steve. How do we know that's you?
Yeah.
So
Every third person in New Zealand is named Steve.
that happens to be my best friend, Richie. Ooh, what the fuck happened there? That's my best friend, Richie Mo'unga. So there you go. He sends his best. Best friend Richie Mo'unga wants us to do really well at raising money for charity.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah.
Richard, yuck. That's what his mum calls him.
Stephen.
Is your best friend playing tonight? He's not. He just had a baby actually. So he's don't call me Stephen. Yuck. Okay, Dave.
Okay, Stephen.
Yeah, so I got a real kick out of that. I sent him a message on Instagram, and it was like,
Your best friend, yeah.
yeah, I was like, hey man, I don't know if you remember, we played mini golf that one time, but we're doing this charity stream. I was wondering if you could send a video through for us, and he was like, yeah, bro. Here you go. So
that is just legitimately awesome, and I think it definitely just kind of shows the difference in sporting culture between like New Zealand and the States or pretty much anywhere else. Like most other place, if you had randomly played mini golf at some little fundraiser thing with somebody, and then a month and a half later message them saying, hey, we're doing a thing, do you want to do a thing? Like, more than likely you would have just gotten
nothing.
Nothing. You would have gotten nothing back. And here you're like, it's like, oh yeah, I remember you. Here's a 45-second video of me saying, dude, this is awesome, for you to do the thing with. I mean, that's
He did it. It actually
awesome.
It blew my mind, and it it occurred to me on like Thursday night. I was like, oh, I wonder if I should hit Richie Mo'unga up, because it's become kind of a thing here on the channel, like joking about my best friend Richie. I was like, it would be so just what a kick it would be if he was just like, yeah, bro, no worries, and that's exactly how he was. He's such a good dude about it, and he responded like within the hour. I was in the middle of cooking dinner, and I opened my messages, and it was just like, this dude who was like a premier New Zealand sports person, plays for the All Blacks, plays number 10 for the All Blacks, which is one of the most important roles. And I was like,
okay.
yeah, bro, I got you. So, yeah, it was really cool of him to do that. I'll put it in the cheers in the Discord so you guys can watch it. Ron nearly fell off his chair. It was funny because we were just talking about it on Wednesday night. Me and Tales of a Servant in the in our Lego stream / his he's painting an X-wing for us at the moment. Have you guys seen the X-wing?
Yeah.
That wasn't like uploaded from the Discord, right?
Don't think so
not?
yet. Not yet.
Okay, because I know that I saw the photo. Maybe you sent it to me in Messenger.
Possibly,
like
yeah.
Either way.
Oh, dude, it looks so good.
Cool.
It looks so
Cool.
good now.
But yeah, Steve, hold on. I'm getting a call from my best friend here. Hold on a second. Yo, what up, LeBron? yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm looking for the charity stream too. Okay, all right, hit you up later. See you, Bron. Sorry, that was my best friend who shall remain nameless.
I like that a lot. You got me going there a little. I was like, really? Who's he got on the phone? But yeah, I'll put it up on I'll put it up in the Discord so you guys can see it. I was stoked that he actually sent something through. I was just like, hey, can you say something about, we're doing this gaming charity. It's for Starship Children's Hospital. If you can't, that's all good. I understand, but yeah. And then he was like, yeah, bro, how's this video?
Well, and the reality is for him, like there's no fuck. Let me try that sentence again because that did not work out the first time.
He's starstruck. Can't find himself.
I can't believe you got your best friend Richie Moore.
There's no real downside for him.
Yeah.
With it. The only potential downside is if we were a complete pack of fuckwits, which I mean, okay, we are. That
but in a good way.
Somehow, yeah, but that somehow we're doing things that would negatively reflect. But I mean, we're not.
See, he's got plausible deniability again. All I said was Steve 10K charity stream. That could be about anything.
It can be any random Steve doing a $10,000 charity stream.
Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly.
It blew my mind though. It was such a kick for me, and I hope like you Kiwis and rugby fans out there also enjoyed it. Speaking of enjoying things, we'll move on from the charity stream. Dan said that we should play this next video mostly for DK's enjoyment, but hopefully you guys in chat will enjoy it as well. I debuted a video on a good friend of ours, Mr. Bluesin, exclamation Bluesin in chat, double N. Yeah, any Steve, could be you, Steve the Pirate. I debuted a video this week on the Bluesin channel, and then we also I debuted this video on Wednesday night, and then it got some play on Than's channel as well. So the video's been doing the rounds all week, and I won't talk too much more about it. We'll just enjoy it for what it is. I wasn't sure about whether or not I should play it on this show because we're a serious podcast. But
have you met us?
But you know what? Fuck it. We've got time. We've only been gone for an hour and 20 at this point, so I will play it here. Let me just cue this up. Which button is it? This one. Here we go. A flash of inspiration for serious. It's worth watching this full intro because the premise was that Steve on his show on Monday nights does a thing called community content where members of his community post in things that they've been up to for the week, and it's just a really good vibes, good feel show. And I put this link in there, and I kind of fudged with the backstory a little bit. But can you guys can see that? That's on the screen now.
Yep.
Okay. Let me know if you can hear it. Okay.
Oh, you say guy next door, aka
Good.
the Resupply. A guy who watches our LEGO streams hit me up last week as he was super impressed with the music he had on the playlist. Nice. Specifically the songs created by people in your community. He said he was a budding muso and asked if you could get him... I do have a bus stop now.
It's got bus stop now.
Asked if you can put him in touch with some peeps who could give him some pointers. So you sent him Gray and Frosty's details.
Poor Steve.
And he sent you through this. So I figured...
A little more volume.
I would share it with you guys on his behalf. The bus was early this morning. It was early this morning. Let's hear this thing. Twitch life. I was unwell. You know what, Resupply? I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for thinking of me like that.
We're well
oh my
loved
god.
by Steve
I
from
appreciate.
these walls.
No, you know what? I take everything that I just said back. Oh my goodness, I appreciate that. Till then, stay safe. So he wrote this? Is that what's happened? Is it he or she? I'm not. They wrote this? Oh, Dolly. Dolly's already there, waiting for me.
Yo, we got a lot of creative musicians. And that was it. Hope you enjoyed.
You murdered Gibbo.
I love it. Yo, we got a lot of creative musicians creating some great tracks in our community. This isn't one of them. Resupply, Toothpick Steve. Let's do this. Yeah.
Twitch live.
Resupply's gone live, logging quick.
Twitch live.
Gotta watch my boys play with bricks.
Twitch live.
Gotta watch my boys play some tunes.
Twitch live.
Maybe joining some community hoons. Stream lights on high, cores and glow. Hit that go live button cause I'm ready to go. Can't get my mic working. I fought and fought. Gotta hit a God 7 for that tech support.
Twitch live.
On the mic trying to get mad biddies. Do a hot tub stream. Check out my man titties. Oh my god. That's so hot. I got more followers than a Twitch chat bot.
Twitch live.
Resupply's gone live, looking quick.
Twitch live.
Gotta watch my boys play with bricks.
Twitch live.
Gotta watch my boys play some tunes.
Twitch live.
Maybe joining some community hoons. It's Monday night and Gibbo's hellbent. Time for community content. I made some art, I made some food. Can't wait to catch up on the FCU. Know it all coming through with that contraband heat. Could probably do without that scumbag trumpet. Chatbot extraordinaire, Killer hand about to come down high with that frosty band hammer. Toothpicks so I sick, don't think won't those guys catch are me in grinning. chat. Blue sin on the rocks, I don't even like gin. Chuck some bits, chuck us up, exclamation shout out, give you a plug.
Twitch live.
Resupply's gone live, looking quick.
Twitch live.
Gotta watch my boys play with bricks.
Twitch live.
Gotta watch my boys play some tunes.
Twitch live.
Maybe joining some community hoons. A black bandana and a wood toothpick. Your boy Steve got them rhymes that'll make you sick. The kind of sick guaranteed that'll cause you sorrow. Roll up to KFC and say, gonna get on my road. Steve Sucka says, but just immortal. It's true though, this music is truly awful. If you want some tunes that'll take you higher, just type in chat. Exclamation Empire. Stream all day and night just to get affiliate, but most of the time look like an idiot. Here's a track you can play. I put MC back in DMCA. Yeah. So
I love that you murdered Gibbo.
Okay. We can't see either of you, unfortunately. The camera's just, and it's a Discord issue, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's a shame. That is a shame because I was hoping to watch your live reactions.
You didn't get to see my bebopping and smirking face.
Not at all.
Too bad.
Why is that? Click on their pics again, and it refreshes. Oh, that's really fucking annoying.
Ah!
Yeah. Boom.
Ah!
There we go.
That was the fuck. So I played this, or I got told to play this last night in a my stream. People were just insistent because I hadn't had a chance to,
thanks, bro,
see it yet, and people were like, "No, you have to do this." And so I literally paused playing, started playing it, and and two very nicely clipped my reaction to send to Steve-O. Pretty much my reaction mirrored Gibbo's, like the initial what the fuck, and then oh, this is actually good.
I mean, good's a term. Good is a word.
It is.
Yep.
It's a term.
Move over, Jet Noise. We got new intro music now.
I mean,
there was a
not
call
wrong.
for it. There was a call for it. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Discord. That's disappointing. I was hoping I was watching I had a keen eye on your camera, DK, and then your face didn't change. And then I realized that
I was completely stoic.
you were. I was like, is he trying to be like, okay, I don't want to look too disappointed.
I'm too cool for this, Steve.
Now perform it live. Oh goodness me. No. No. The blue Viking. Thank you very much for that bit, my dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that was a song called Twitch Life, done by Toothpick Steve, who happens to be my alter ego.
Is he also best friends with Richie?
No, he's too hardcore for sport.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. So yeah, the feedback from the track was overwhelmingly positive, and it's propelled me all week to be winning.
Yeah, that was definitely some A+ mixing there. That was nicely put together.
So the mixing was done by our boys Gray from These Four Walls and Tim from Empire. It's funny actually because I had two Christchurch legends follow me on Instagram this week, Richie Mwanga and Tim from Empire. It was a big week for me. They did a great job. Frosthammer did the vocals, and Gray did the fat bass. But I kind of put together the MIDI and all that sort of stuff. So
Very
and
nice.
then obviously the lyrics. Yeah, so that's what I did with my week. Yeah, for lockdown. Even Pakalis is really awesome. Thank you very much.
That is fantastic.
So at some point this week, I'm going to put that up on our Spotify.
You definitely had a better week stretching your creative muscles than I did. I'll tell you that.
So, well, the thing is, it came out of being extremely frustrated with not being as creatively gifted as a lot of other people in the community. Because, there's a lot of cats that put together some amazing music, and it was starting to frustrate me that I wasn't able to or wasn't doing anything. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna write something. And so I wrote something and then performed it. So the next thing will be shooting a music video. I can't wait for that to happen, but we might tackle that project after the charity stream. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped for the charity stream. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be so good.
I mean, after the success of last year's, like, this could be pretty cool.
It could be pretty cool. What were you gonna say, DK?
I had a fever dream earlier this week, Steve, and in the midst of my small spiral right there, you mentioning making a music video. For some reason, I had this dream that Luke, our very own Mischief, had made a music video of us at Nats, but for some reason we were all lip singing "Build Me Up, Buttercup." Don't know why it was that song.
Can we make that a reality?
Please do. I'm sure it could never live up to how it was in the dream, but that was definitely a wake up and what the fuck was it?
I could write like a Laser Force inspired version of that song, and then we could make that a reality.
There you go.
Steve the Pirate, it is on the 9th. The Tucker always coming in right at the last second after missing all the good stuff.
Counts.
Also, hello to you, sir. It's nice to see you. Steve the Pirate, 9th, Saturday, the 9th of October. So not next week, but the week after. There'll be fun and games aplenty, and hopefully some tears of joy. Yeah, bro. doing adult things is tough. We are about to end.
Yeah.
We are. We've
Tucker.
been on for like
We
an hour
really
and a
are.
half. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun day. I can't wait. Last time, yeah, we had such a ball all day. So this time, hopefully will be the same. Next week, neither of my co-hosts are available.
Correct.
Most likely. I will let you know early in the week, but since next week is the first, which is my mom's birthday, I don't know if we're doing stuff exactly on that day or if it'll be during the weekend. I'll let you know, but yeah, good chance that we'll make it again. A lot of fall birthdays in my family.
I'm the only like
Lot of-
April baby in mine. Everyone else was in October, pretty much. October, November.
Lot of winter. A lot of winter.
Yeah, a lot of winter. You got to celebrate New Year's somehow. So you're writing a song about lasers as well? Hell yeah, Lucy! I can't wait to hear that. On Valentine's Day 6, 100%. Maybe my math was out, right? 19. Yeah, my math is way out. Yeah. So next week, depending on the availability of these two dudes,
I'm out. I'm 100% out next week. Like I'm gonna be in Maine. So
yes.
no.
He's going to be utilizing the main airport shuttle service.
And
yeah, otherwise known as my mother. Yeah.
a live stream from Trader Joe's. But
no, not doing it.
Stu had a great idea last night about potentially as a one last build up towards the charity stream, and we talk about some of the people that were heavily involved last year, and get their takes on what they really enjoyed from last year's stream. So if you hear from me during the week and you made some sizable donations last year, and there's a few of you who did, yeah, just maybe have a think. All right, fellas, that was a bit of fun. Is there anything that you want to talk about before we skedaddle for the day? Is there anything you want to, any best friends you want to name drop or anything like that? I mean, me and DK did ours. Stan, who's your best friend?
Yeah. God, stop texting me, LeBron. Jeez.
Dan, I see you as a Shaquille O'Neal kind of guy. What's Big Boy Shaq up to? Big Diesel.
I don't have anybody that can measure up to you guys' best friends. It's just not going to happen.
You have me, and I'm quite famous. So there you go.
You are certainly internet and Twitch famous. Yes, that is entirely accurate. That is your claim to fame.
Famous by proxy.
You are, yeah, famous by proxy. You and your best friend Richard. Yeah,
Richard, and like American R's are so harsh as well.
Rugby friend.
Is embarrassed that his best friend is David Beckham. That's a handsome fella. I wouldn't be.
He is a handsome fella.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, we've got this charity stream coming up, and I'm putting together this calendar. Would you mind sending me some pics through? And he's like, definitely.
Maybe your wife can ask some of her friends.
Football friend. Anyway, let's get out of here. For this week, I have been Guy Next Door.
I've been DK.
And I've been Than.
I think you're going to be like, and I've been Guy Next Door's best friend, Than. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We will see you all next week.
Later.